Hello, Gene Bot. How are you?
Hello. I'm still
This is
still the human one for now.
a human one. I mean, I will put the Turing test on you and see if you are or not. I mean, you never know these days. Okay. Hello, guys, everybody. This is another beautiful day in the Kleros Republic. Welcome to yet another community call. So already mid-February, time flies. Okay, for this week, uh, different things. On the one side, all of the curation elements we have discussed them in previous calls. As you know, Kleros is an important project that in a category that people don't typically connect to dispute resolution, but that is verification and certification, curation of data, and this can be used for lots of different things. It can be used to verify smart contracts and make sure that they are not scams. Kleros has a product called Kleros Scout, which basically what it does is verifies smart contracts uh, in order to put them into places like Ledger, MetaMask, Ether scans. It's not that Kleros puts them; they are drawn from these projects with this verification system. So it's a great way to make sure that people are interacting with the right contracts and they are not being scammed or they are not dealing with an impersonation smart contract. So as you know, we just recently onboarded Fortunato. I think you are there, Fortunato. Maybe you can. I think you already introduced the community, but you can do it again because the public comes. There's different audience, and maybe if you can say a few words about curation, yeah, you can do it.
I'm just
While
sending
yeah, yeah,
the invite.
while he gets the mic, I can say that. Well, you have it. Yeah, I think. Fortunato, go ahead. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Federico. Hello, everyone. Yes, so as Federico introduced, I am taking care of the curation product, and we are at the moment we are working on many fronts, as this product is extremely versatile. We have a strong and long experience in curation of on-chain assets. So starting with tokens, and then we expanded these also to address tags, smart contract, and contract domain names. Basically, when you interact with a decentralized app, Curate can ensure that the contracts belong to the specific domain. So if a domain gets hacked and someone changed the smart contract, through Kleros Curate, you can understand that that smart contract should not be there and doesn't belong to that domain. And this experience also brought us to have a partnership with the main players in the field, such as Ledger, Etherscan, and MetaMask, as Federico was mentioning. In fact, it is extremely useful for these platforms, especially like MetaMask, because when you can see in real time that if that smart contract or if that token is legit, you don't have to go in other pages. We have a tool called Kleros Scout Snap, and directly in your MetaMask plugin, you can see information about the smart contract. So all these on-chain aspects is where we already have a strong presence. And we are also expanding in other fields off-chain that they go from certification to food and beverages, and also real-world assets like real estate. So curation is quite a versatile product, and it is extremely, let's say we are receiving requests from potential partners.
There you go. And we are organizing a webinar to showcase a bunch of the use cases that we have for curation. This is going to take place on February 26th. So that day, instead of having the community call, we will have a different format of community call that is going to be, I know you hate this, but on Zoom, because it's easier to record. And we are going to have a bunch of presentation. I'm going to myself make an introduction about Kleros and curation. Then we will have Mike from OpenVino, who is a pioneer in the use of this approach to certification in real-world assets, in particular in his case, in the wine of organic wine industry. And then another talk by another community member called Dennis, who works at dairy products in Germany. And they have exactly the same process of certification of dairy products that is typically used in the organic wine industry, but of course applied to dairy. And this has the same problems that the wine certification of lack of trust, lack of due process. And so the same solution that Mike is developing for wine can be basically transported into dairy. Then we will have another very, very old community member from the very, very early days, and also one of the early days employees at Consensus. As you know, Consensus is this studio law firm founded by Joe Lubin, basically maybe 2016, something like that. And well, Andres Junge was one of the first employees there. And he was a founder of a venture project at Consensus called Uport, that you could say it was like the early version of proof of humanity. It was the first decentralized identity protocol, maybe like maybe 10 years ago or almost. So, and he's going to speak about the certification approach in the context of cybersecurity, and then we will have Fortunato explain a bit about what is the applications that we are looking forward into Kleros and the real world assets and how we are thinking about all this. So February 26th, we have that at 6 p.m. UTC, okay? We will give you, of course, more details. Then next week, I'm going to be in Colombia. I was invited by Universidad del Externado, which is one of the most important universities of law universities in Colombia and probably also in Latin America. And well, they are interested in giving presentation about legal innovation to their students, and I'm going to use that time also, and this is what interests me the most, speak to Colombian companies, Colombian governments, and different agents from Colombia where we could apply different ways to implement Kleros Enterprise, like in the Lemon type of situation, and a government type of situation like Mendoza. We are receiving different requests now that people are seeing how this works in some real cases. People are asking, I mean, from real life, real world companies and governments try to implement this also. So this is extremely bullish, and we are having a lot of traction from that side. And we have something that was not properly announced yet that is going to happen quite soon. Yeah, it's about working in collaboration with a company that will help us expand the applications of enterprise into a number of verticals and a number of countries in the Americas and in other regions. Don't ask more about this because I can't say anything else, but this is going to be announced in due course. Okay, so Colombia next week. If you are from Colombia, if you want to meet, if you work at the government, if you work at a company, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to meet with you and discuss how to implement Kleros. Yeah, so then we have, okay, I will let maybe William give his update and speak also a bit about the King's College conference that's going to happen on April 24. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have this upcoming conference on mechanism design for decentralized justice at King's College. If you're around London or interested in these topics, I encourage people to come. We have a lineup of speakers which is more or less finalized now. We're just sort of making final confirmations with the various speakers, like more or less now. So I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be a variety of topics. Some people will talk about the intersection of decentralized justice and AI, social choice theory kind of ideas we've thought about for a long time. We're going to have a panel on peer prediction tools and how they can be used. I've been doing a lot of research on this recently myself. I had a blog article about peer prediction in Kleros a few months ago, and that I've been trying to sort of expand upon the research of. So from like in general, people use peer prediction mechanisms in crowdsourcing to try to sort of have incentivization schemes where people not only predict what the other participants are going to say, kind of in a Schelling point way, but also predict the rates at which people vote for the different things, and then you use that kind of information somehow, often to kind of pick out like enlightened minorities. Like there's some small minority of experts, and you can pick out through this extra information about how they think the other people will vote. Maybe some information about like what the right answer is. In a blockchain environment, the thing that I think is most interesting for Kleros is to use these kinds of peer predictions to change how much of deposits can be won or lost in different cases, to try to reduce the risk for risk-averse jurors, particularly so that we can have disincentivize people from always just voting for like the most common answer. Always, if you have a freelancer or small business owner dispute, just always voting for the freelancer or whatever wins the most frequently, while still not having super high deposits that people can lose if they come upon a hard case. So I've been continuing to think about this research. I look forward to sharing more of it in the future. I have a blog article on SBTs that I've probably hyped in previous community calls that will come out imminently. So our graphic designer just finally finished the images for the article. There's kind of a delay between when I write the article and when it actually comes out because people have to edit it and create the images. But that should come out soon, so I invite you all to read that when that happens.
Thank you, William. So we are doing lots of internal research on AI and Kleros. Well, I already mentioned that almost 10 years ago in an interview with Max Kaiser at Russian TV, in the very, very early days, Kleros was not even born yet, but I was already starting to do research on these topics. I was like, look, we can have a dispute happening in a VR world where like an avatar will sue another avatar for some misbehavior, and then there's going to be like a trial done in a decentralized court where some jurors are going to be humans and others will be AIs. And I was saying this with a straight face. Imagine, I mean, you can no need to imagine because you can actually watch Max Kaiser face when I was telling this. So yeah, I mean, this was, I mean, I think it was 9 years ago. So, well, I'm not, of course, not going to compare myself to Ray Kurzweil, but we both made predictions, and we both are fortunately at this point alive to see how. I mean, I'm way younger than Ray Kurzweil, but I mean, seeing how some of these predictions are starting to materialize. So that's extremely, yeah, satisfaction, great satisfaction for me because I look like a crazy guy back then. I mean, I know I still look like a crazy guy by now, but maybe a bit less crazy. And no, as I say, the difference between crazy guy and genius is because it's like the results. I mean, and for now, I'm still on the crazy side, but at some point we might we might switch sides. Okay. So we have that thing on the London 24th of April. On the 23rd, there's going to be another a legal tech workshop where we are going to have a bunch of students or VCs also and the entrepreneurs to teach them how to build a legal tech company, a legal tech product based on our experience in Kleros. So that's going to be super cool. And okay, that's it about the King's College conference. We will announce it soon. maybe in the next few, days or maybe next week. We are finalizing brochures. So we're going to have some of the heavy hitters in the world of both the world of legal tech and also of like blockchain mechanism design. Colin Rule, founder of Modria and the guy who created the first dispute resolution system using crowdsourcing at PayPal and eBay. By the way, he came to our first conference at Leicester University a few years ago, exactly the day of Brexit. Who knows, William, what's going to happen on that day? You know, I'm sure some historic event, maybe for the UK, right?
Okay.
I
Sorry, I had
it
an
just
issue
got
with my
when
internet.
yeah. Oh no, I think it got when William was going to say something about that becoming a very historic day in the UK history. So I don't know, William. I think that was some kind of censorship. I'm thinking we should maybe do it in another city or something. I'm joking. I mean, that's what it got. I think, right?
Yeah. It doesn't seem particularly controversial to comment on the events that actually happened, but maybe Twitter isn't happy with that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Let's just forget about that last thing. So okay, all good. Okay, so just to summarize, 23 of April, legal tech workshop. Build your own legal tech company. Like we will help you design thinking and all that. And 24 is the conference with Colin Rule from Modria, eBay, PayPal, Glenn Weil from Microsoft Radical Exchange, Nathan Schneider, University of Colorado, and one of the people who engaged with William in that very famous crypto economics and limits of crypto economics debate. Eric Alston from the University of Colorado as well, who was at the Parallel Societies Congress in Bangkok. He was in my panel. Then we have Ian Cash from the University of Illinois. We have Stefanos Leonardos from King's College, Carmine Veltre from King's College, Federica Carugati. She's also from King's College, but she works in the legal area, and she wrote a really good book about building constitutions. And she takes the example of how the ancient Athens constitution was built, and that is an extremely good book if you are into DAO governance. That book that she wrote about building a constitution, I think was the name. Her name is Federica Carugati. She's amazing. So she's going to be moderating a panel on law and mechanism design, and we will have in that panel Michael Schilling, who is a professor at London, Sophie Nappert, who is an arbitrator and very early day follower of Kleros, Rob Dean, who is AI, mediation and AI expert. So it's going to be a super, super cool conference. If you are in London by that time, do go, because it's going to be like the first foundational conference on mechanism design for decentralized justice. We did in the past other conferences which had one part of mechanism design, but they were mostly about legal law, and this one is going to be like focused specifically on mechanism design, because now we have already more content and more research that was done by William over the years, and so now it's time for this to become like a self-reinforcing research community. Okay, let's go to Marcos now.
Hey, so regarding the VD team, besides what Fortunato has already mentioned, we have been talking with prediction market. The idea is to start resolving disputes for them. It is something WAMI has been working. And then related more with Latin America, or more specifically with Argentina. We've been in touch with another states, as you all know, we already are working with Mendoza, that is a state in the north of Argentina. The idea is to resolve neighbor and consumer conflicts. And now this week and the last week, we have been talking with another two, politics of those states. So we can replicate what we have been doing in Mendoza with them. Then we continue talking with the people of this company that is going to, let's say, like sell or promote the Kleros Enterprise service in Argentina. It's a very big company. Actually, I met them today, and they told me that they are finishing like the decks and the presentations that they are going to sell. And now when this is done, most probably let's say in 2 weeks, we're going to do the announcement of our integration, and they will start selling our services, what is very, very important for us. They're going to be selling.
Just to mention one thing, sorry. It's a very big company which has access to lots of different, customers in different verticals that we consider like a strategic for us, including e-commerce, like marketplaces, airlines,
Insurance companies.
Insurance companies, fintech, and one or two more verticals. I don't remember now, but they are going to focus on those verticals, and so this is going to be like expanding our BD team. I don't know, times 100 in like just a few days, I guess.
Yeah, and it's not just in Argentina, but in the rest of South America, Mexico included. Then Spain is in the contract too, and well, it's like some countries of like Emirates. So yeah, this is very big. Again, the formal announcement is going to be in a few weeks. Of course, we will keep you updated. And now, yes, talking about Argentina, and most probably the most important thing of the week is that today we had a meeting with people of consumer protection in Argentina, and the idea is like to find, to have a Kleros as an alternative in consumer protection in Argentina. There's a specific figure that is called the customer defender, and what the idea is that Kleros can fit in that figure. So today we have been talking with them. It's the third talk we had in the last year, or last 6 months. So it's not something that we do in like 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month, but just like being to talk with them, I think it's like a good first step. And well, today when we went with them, some people of this company that I just mentioned came with us. So it was I think it was a good day, a good meeting that we had.
This is, from the bigger picture of things, this is kind of similar to what already happened January last year in Mexico, about, passing a legislation that accepts decentralized justice as a legal solution method. That was the first country ever to accept this methodology, and now Argentina is considering this. And when there's 1 and there's 2 and there is 4 and then it's 8, that is the law of exponentials. So it's really happening. It took lots of time because of I was discussing this with a very important lawyer the other day. I think I was saying, the problem is what you are proposing is a change in legal paradigm. So this is not going to be done, in 2 days. To which I of course agreed, because we